trust me, trust ya tudeda era tugenda kwa tuyita mu lugero lwe engeri jazze ayita mu bizibu nayo badde bimutunuulidde n'atukana okubanga ate amateeka agakubye olukumu tusimanyi ogamazeeko.
Yeah, I now graduated last year.
Oh.
Yeah, joined last year from LDC Lila.
Wow, congrats.
Thank you.
Wasuzotya?
Bulungi wasuzotya.
Bulungi mukwano. Osi ovuddewa?
Mvudde Nsanje.
Nsanje. Enkuba tekusanze.
Leero tetonye.
Tetonye leero?
Yatonye mu kiro. Ne leero tetonye.
Leero tetonye. Okay, buza ku balabi baffe.
MwasuzeMutya abalabi baffe aba MwasuzeMutya.
Aba NTV ne Spark TV.
Yes. Can I repeat?
Yes.
MwasuzeMutya abalabi baffe ba MwasuzeMutya program yaffe ennungi ebeera ku NTV ne Spark TV. Amanya n'eddoboozi bampita Kihembo Trust. Ndi lawyer. I'm based in Wandegeya. Then tribe ndi Mukiga.
Tubuzeemu ng'Omukiga.
Mulireje abatwurikize. Izina lyanje nibanyita Kihembo Trust. Njo Mukiga wa Kabale. Njo munyamateeka nkega amateeka ganje degree yanje nkajejera Nkumba University. Then postgraduate diploma LDC najejera Lila campus. Kabale ovaayo ddi? Navaayo 2013.
Gy'ozaaliddwa?
Gyenzaalibwa.
Mu Kamonde?
Ne cabbage.
Muli akamonde ne cabbage? Ye mmere yammwe?
Ne lumondi bwetyo.
Osinga kuwoomerwa ki gwe kwebyo?
Emondi.
Emonde?
Irish potatoes.
Ye bwe bumonde obuzungu.
Naife tuziyita emondi. Then the sweet potatoes, we call them ebiriibwa.
Ebiriibwa? Ffe tumuyita lumonde Omuganda. Mama ne taata bali Kabale?
No, abazadde bange bonna bali eno. Like my father bamuyita Tugume Bernard. Then bamama nyina babiri. Omu yatugendako. Then may her soul rest in peace. Then omulala ndi nawe Nsanje. Oli naye
Nsanje? Yes. Eyagenda yakuzaalira ddala?
Yes.
Bambi yagenda olina emyaka emeka?
13 years.
Wali otegeera?
Yeah.
Osomedde Kabale masomero ki?
Kabale nasomerayo primary yoka, home care preparatory school. Then when avaayo ningenda mu secondary ningenda for my O level nasomera Rukunjiri Immaculate Heart Girls. Then A level ningisomera Kitende, St. Mary's Kitende.
So wali mu primary lero kimanyi togenda kufuuka lawyer?
Yes.
So wali oyagala?
Yeah, it was my dream. Like, okay, the way lawyers dress, and then also money, knowing like lawyers are rich people. But then in the alternative, I knew maybe I would be a journalist.
Why?
No, my journalism dream started when I was in senior 6. I was like, if I do not pass through the pre-entry, then maybe journalism would be second option. Like journalists are also smart. Ate nali nkulaba nnyo ng'obeera ne bakasuku Spark TV nga mukola akalango mbuyeze kalibala ate yegwe kasuku tegeeza ensi yakyuka. Then you replied kasuku like nga yegwe kalibala ate nga yeze kasuku. So like me, I've known you for some time.
Wow. So wali mu primary nga oyagala okubeera lawyer? Yes,
that was it. Like being in law or in governance and policy, things like that. Like I always look to those politicians, people like that. I've never thought of anything to do with sciences. Yeah.
So nga you're quite a politician?
Yeah, if I would get a chance, I would want to work with the office of the president. Yeah.
No,
yeah, like for policies, for governance, and then after that I would want to see myself in judiciary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So brother utandika okutawanya ngoli mu class ki?
Brother bwantawanya nga nkuze.
Wano mbuto wana wali nomo?
Okay, mbuto, I think the only problem generally nyina, I had a problem with speech. Like I stammer a lot. It even took me very long to actually speak. Yeah, and then what I also hear is I was so sickly in my childhood. So enjali jemami yafange ebyo tanabintegeeza. They buried like tina I don't have someone to always ask around. Yeah.
Okay. So kyekisinga okutawanya nga oli muto? Olwa bino bya bulijjo omusujja ssenyiga bifuba bye biri nnomo.
Yes, naye atenze empewo ya like tuli bakiga kabale is cold, but like ndowooza wobeera mu kifo you get used to it. Naye nze empewo yali entawanya like nga I'm feeling I cannot breathe. Yeah. Naye I was fine.
Kati ng'okusoma okola ote bakusabika nnyo genda kusomera mu primary?
No. Oh, you know, like primary was hard life, like teachers beat you. Yeah, but I wasn't a stubborn person to be kind as such. Because like when Baba was a journal class beating, I wasn't so stubborn and I was doing well with academics.
What was your favorite subject?
SST.
Why?
Yeah.
But you were just single
SST, like you'd hear who is the Chief Justice of Uganda, who is the Speaker. Hebyo.
Ngabyo yagala.
Yeah, I think nange like wendaba like my calling is there. They're asking you the 3 arms of government. Ngandaba like that is where my calling is.
Oba ne teacher walinga omwagala somesa SST. My rules ne teachers batwagaza.
By the way, he also like always motivated me like you'll be a great person, you'll become a good leader in future, things like that.
Okyajjukira amannya ge? Kyali.
We had one called Mr. Rukundo Ivan, and then the other Mr. Byaruhanga Amos, and then some other person that taught me in P4, Mr. Byaruhanga Nathans. So like those 3 teachers always saw the best in me and they always encouraged me. Yeah. So
pia yagenda okudda ng'oyinamu mmeka?
Nalina 7.
Wow. Ng'ogenda mu ssomero ki?
Immaculate Heart Girls.
Yeah,
yes. Okay, like at first, Daddy wange yari ayagala Bweranyanje Girls. Like it's like the first lady is from Bweranyanje Girls, so if you want to be a first lady, you go to Bweranyanje Girls.
Mbulira, ba first ladies baba Bweranyanje. Bonna basibukeeyo.
I think.
Obona aliko Java.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then for my mom, like those days she had not passed away, yari ayagala ngende Mary Hill Girls. Nimbara, because brother wange yali asomera Ntale boys, so nga mami angamba like wengenda Ntale to be easy for her to do the visitations wava ku Mary Hill nga crossing at Ntale. So like when your parents are all at conflict onakugambe no this one is telling you this and they are all your parents tewali oyagala nyiza, so I chose Immaculate Heart.
No gena ku Immaculate.
Yes.
Paka senior 4?
Yes.
What performing how?
I performed well. I had 28. It was first grade. Okay, like when I didn't tambula, like even if I like weba ntambula, I breathe so fast like umutima gwange guba gukuba. Then nalinga sinachitega, and then nga wano like if I stand for so long nga chintu chinyurura nyo nga chinkwata nyo. Ne nga sibye ndiko like I wouldn't think I would fall sick. Then also like my mom died also at that same time. So then I had to go through that process of a loss of a mother. And then later, so I had never given it attention.
So nga botambula nekikusimba ngolowooza nti otambudde nnyo?
Nga ntambudde nnyo oba nyimiridde nnyo nga bino ebya assembly like Immaculate twali tusaba nnyo like morning and evening, like it is a staunch Catholic school. So we used to pray every day and you pass through that liturgy of Catholics. You have to go for mass every Wednesday and Sunday. So I already thought like maybe they make me stand for so long, things like that. So what is all didn't you tell Kubo in Obuzibo? Already ndowooza nga ndi ku campus when I saw Kokurara sometime nibangamba nyina pressure. Then like nali nkyali year 1, so I thought like maybe I'm just transforming like
so koyendeko trust wano wayimiranga nnyo n'olya nga kikuluma.
Yes.
Wano wali mu O level.
Yeah, mu O level.
A level tekyaddamu kuddamu?
No, kyali kinduma naye nga still like sikifaako nnyo.
Togenda na muddwaliro ku kibu? Tobulya na daddy? Nothing.
No.
Kati nga wekikusimba kimala obanga kinga kikusimbye?
Like for a good time. Ngampura like even njagala nga ndi mungu okutuuyana nga si kintu kyenfuddeko nnyo.
Wow.
Okay, like I think maybe one of the effects of the loss of my mother is I learned to keep a lot to myself. So I'm always like very conscious of what I speak. If I feel like this is a small thing I can handle, I don't make it a business. I can handle it. If I feel like I can tell someone, or if I feel like they will give me negative energy,
you keep quiet. So mama yakuzala weka?
No.
Lwaki okisirikira mama gwali trustinga yekabala toba trustinga?
No, I trust them. We are a family of 6. Yeah. Like with her we are 6, and then we have now another baby sister. Yeah.
So we are now 7. Mami bwe yafa watandika okusirikira ebintu gwe weka?
Okay, like yeah, for me it was a shock because mami wange, like, okay, she was sick for some time, but not so sick. So now she comes for my video and tells me, like, jokingly, like, you, I've waited for you nga toja, like, senari mudomu nga ndine mikwano jange, and then like bali batugamba, like, parents from Kabale, eno batuka yunga sawa musanvu munana, te mami wange yali akedde. So like the time I got to know her, nti yazze, when my friends told me your mom has been standing looking for you, I went there, greeted her, and ngamba, wandu, he's like, you've made me tired because of waiting for you. So for me, today is my last video for you. And little did I know that, yeah, that was her last video for me. So when I took our car, that time, like, I think maybe God just wanted me to say final goodbye to her. Yeah, we had Easter with her. Like, I think schools were a bit tough to go for Easter. But this time, like, the school allowed the nanny to genda. Like, they closed and told us to go home. So we go for Easter. She had been sick for a while, and I knew that. But those days she had started improving. Yeah. Then some Thursday morning, she wakes up. She's looking normal. She's like, we are on good vibes. We are fine. Yeah, and I remember, like, her craving was chicken that day. Like, yagamba, you guys, if you don't cook chicken, yeah. So we got the chicken around 3-4 p.m. there, and slaughtered the chicken, ate the chicken, and then she fainted in the process. So eventually she passed on like that. Like from fainting, and then she totally passes on. My father was not around, he was doing business in Kampala. So like we had to call neighbors, and then they also called him, like that. So like in that, I remember one of my teachers were primary, yaja nangamba, don't worry a lot, your mother is going to come. Like, he gave me an example of some classmates of ours. Nagamba, you see even this one, like, his aunt died and then she resurrected after a year. So you be confident that your mom will come. So nalinga, for me, so it's a changenda ni chingumya. So like when I was seeing my sisters and brothers are all up and down, I was like, these ones don't know what Shabanet has told me.
She's going to come back.
Yes. So like
when can
13. No, he had given me the confidence because even that student was there. Is it true your aunt came back after a year? Yes, my aunt came back after a year. Wow. So I also took it like that, and I always knew, like, when my mom comes, I'll tell her all my problems and every good thing I've had. So like my mom will come after a year, and so
after a year.
After a year now, that is when reality hit me. I talked to one friend of mine. This teacher yangamba mami wanga jakomawo. Nagamba trust story mwana muto.
I know.
I think chanyamba of course after that, that's when the depression hit me. Like, oh, my mom won't come back, and I started praying for her to rest in peace. And then also, of course, I knew that any day, any time, in case my father wants to marry, I also started praying for that family, like where she would come from. May it be a good family, may she be a good housewife, a good wife to us. And I can tell you that is the best family. Like,
amen.
Yeah, amen. Like the prayers I made during that time, those years of O level, like I'm seeing all those prayers manifesting. Like I was seeing through my notebook, I want to be a royal, let my new mom to be a good one. My father because we didn't even know, but like from there I started having the conviction to pray about it. Let her family be good, and I can tell you, like, I was just seeing myself taking.
So mami yafoli mu senior 3?
No, senior 1.
Senior 1.
Yeah. Ngana akagitandika first term.
So depression eno wagituukamu wagiyingiramu, how did you maneuver okugiyitamu?
Okay, first like nali nsaba nnyo.
Wali olokose?
Okay, not kurokoka as in these people who be on the street or what, but like I knew Jesus in my heart.
Yes.
Yes, like I would appreciate this is good, this is bad. Okay, of course we are not perfect, but at least where your conscience is clear, then also we were in a strict Catholic school. You don't have that time of getting through a depression and like if it is time for supper, it's time for supper, time for church, time for prayers, time for class, like
were you occupied?
Yeah, I was occupied. So time went like that, but of course like it is VD time, no laba, like how your mom yari created a lot of grab, and then this time you are there like it is your friends' fathers or friends' mothers to visit you, or just sometimes daddy wange yari ngatasobora kusindika sente kusimu ya metron ngazimpate ngecho nacho chindi pressing somehow, but still I was also grateful that at least yanjukideko. Then
and your siblings tekwaliko bakulu
baliko, but twali in different schools.
Bali basoma nabo?
Yeah, nabo bali basoma naye my brothers abato bange nga bali mu primary, then my sister yali ku university, my brother yali chitende by then, so we are never in the same schools.
So daddy yaddamu okuwasanga oli mu class ki?
Senior 4.
Senior 4. Kasooke tuwummulemu. Tugenda kutandikira awo tova tukomawo ndine trust paka saa 5 ez'okumakya tukomawo.
Arts 2 yala ina rather science 2. Kataba science, it was BCM like yedi science 1, then PEM science 2, then Meg science 3 like that. So Dr. Webamua science 2. She also went there like now complaining to the director, then to the head teacher. So head teacher natugamba like it's just the issue of combinations. It's not like we are undergrading you or underestimating you. So I got peace with that. I got new friends from Chitende, and yeah, life was fine.
Why can't Chitende be so strict?
No, Chitende wasn't strict as such. Yeah, like it is a good school, like good learning environment. Yeah.
Bana babagaga.
Nedda si bagaga. Nedda si bagaga, but some of our parents just bakola sacrifice. Like esente taina ezokusasa na nnyo like that, he wants the best for you.
So vayo ingira campus Makerere University jewalaga?
Makerere nali nyagalayo nga nyagala bampero. Naye pre-entry n'ensuula nze n'emikwano gyange ba Jovita, Brenda Faith, so fena pre-entry netukuba, then we had to look for options. So for me like it was either or like
was no
option. I don't know, like that was the first time like I ever saw myself failing. Maybe the questions.
Maybe you relaxed a lot.
No, I didn't relax.
Vacation, you're senior 6, no bita.
No, I was confident. Even because even like in Chitende, like I knew I was going to be a lawyer. All my clique, like mikwano jange bona, Jovita, Cherangat, Miriam, like fena taritumani, we shall be great lawyers. So otandika dio closer ku Mascom. Aho nga tulinze pre-entry nga batugamba pre-entry like people fail it bichi, so awengamba maybe webigana I will just maybe do Mascom. Nayenga even journalism, it wasn't one of the courses that I had filled. Instead I'd filled law first, then procurement second, then qualitative economics, then the fourth one was bibye. So by this time I was like, where we gonna? I would just go for Mascom because I wasn't like I was good in my combination head, but very bad in sub-math. Like I'm never good with calculations.
No ga kanji kirize Mascom.
Yes. So as I procurement waba walimu ebintu
yokubala.
Yes. Ate sagara I get a bad grade. Like I want to always be on the top.
Mascom mulimu okubala.
Mama. Yeah, so like by that time nari manyi like mass container calculations, so said maybe if things fail I'll just go for that. So when I failed nga results and I've not made it, the pass mark was 50, I had 44. And there's no right of appeal, things like that. So you can't go for a review. So I had my friend Guchina Patrick. Nangamba, like he was also willing to be a lawyer, like twali fena kitende. So nangamba trust right tugenda nkumba. Nimgamba, like really is Nkumbe good university? Naringa sijimanyi no jimanya, like where it is located. Nagamba, you just get the taxis to Entebbe, we go there, then we apply. Yangamanyi, if I tell my father about UCU, ajagana because of the money. Like the 5M, because for him, like, yeah, he was fine. He was like, yeah, kugwa then Zahachi's procurement. Makere has already given you procurement.
Makere like,
yes, and like even my auntie had also done procurement. So like they were telling me, go for procurement, your aunt will mentor you. So Nanga, for me, my heart was like, I have to be a lawyer, you know, so I just let me go for it. So when I get down Kumba, I even applied for a bursary and all that, like I was doing it alone. So to convince my father that I badly want to Kumba, I told him, Kumba, they have even given me 30% of tuition, like, you know, half quarter bursary, so I'm going. So charge 2 for how are you? No, charge 2. They had given me that bursary, where they chop off 30% of the tuition. Yeah, but I needed more reasons to make my father believe, like, because Nagenda, and at first he wasn't so convinced. He told me, but why didn't you tell me about UCU? Like, right to agenda UC, because I don't see a future, like, it's like this school won't train you well. And I told him, Dad, you know what, at the end of it, what matters in law is if you passed LDC.
So bursary, half bursary?
I had done well.
Okay.
And I think maybe it is a marketing strategy. I think like they get the best students, their bursaries. Okay. Like,
so that your man nakiriza?
Nakiriza, and my marks were always good. Like even my uncles, like I was always sending them my marks because like we are very good friends. Like we chat on everything. I used to visit them weekend, so they would see my marks.
Utandike Nkumba. Wali osulayo oberanga commuting?
Nari nsulayo. Kat when natandikirayo, like then when natandikira okulwala ibangamba nyina pressure, it was that first week. So doctor nemugamba naye ndi mwana muto, pressure nyinza otakubanga njirina. Nambuza, are you in first year? Nemugamba ye. Nambuza, ina boyfriend? Nemugamba ned. Like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, I'm very serious. Nagamba, then I think it's just that you are now in the transformation stage. Jokuva kubazade are now staying alone, but you need to calm down, like read, you'll be fine. So when I went, like I'd never gone again for those checkups. Like we even like what under 10 minutes, I will use 5 or even 4. Like I'm very slow at moving. Like like I get tired so fast. Even sometimes and you just feel fatigued.
Like enough pressure, no loss of pressure.
Yeah. No, he gave me medicine, but it was just for a short time. And when I finished the medicine, Tina Dayo, the next time I was sick, I went to another clinic. By then, like I was moving a lot with my friend called Susan Narubowa. But you know what? We need to pray and you stop falling sick. Like you are still young to be falling sick. So,
did you also in improvement?
Yeah, because no, so for me, I think I just took the medicine. I knew it was done. No, like it kept on, but I just knew like maybe I'm just fat because Mukwano Gwange, she was a bit smaller than me. So she always told me, for you, Omani, for you just love Yeah, and you see it like maybe that's where the problem is. We should now start working and maybe your heart will now be better.
So you have always been fat?
No, and especially in my childhood. Like Narikatono, in fact, in my village, they call me Kihembo. Like Kihembo means a big gift, so Kihembo means something small.
Yes.
Yeah, so because as a tiny kid, my mom says I'm the tiniest child she had ever seen in the world.
So what get jadi?
I don't. Okay, anyway, never read na yo yange jesanyo, like when your liver is not working, it means it can't filter. So you know geja. Because
because you're fat, you also
I was fatter than her. You've been in work for over 6 months. Just in today waka. Yes, I'm having my sister and I'm good vibes with young children. I love babysitting. Yeah, so.
Ozemo already. Treatment
yeah, but it was now a different hospital. That time, like where I was renting, like Tinagenda, I didn't, for all my life in university I was renting Nalinga Sirimu hostel. So that time, like I fainted. So when I fainting, remember Nesuza na way a bit far from me. She was also renting somewhere, but a bit far from me. So I called him like, babe, I fainted. If you can, like I fainted and woken up again. So if you can, you come and sleep with me at my place. So I tell my neighbors, I'm like, you guys, I'm fainting. It's just like good morning, good morning.
And you're staying alone.
Yes, nnyo. So you guys, I'm just fainting. I don't know what is wrong with me. So they're like, do you want to go to hospital? I'm like, I'll go to hospital, but if my friend comes, like Susan, in fact, I used to call her brown girl, like she resembles you so much. Aww. Yeah.
I'd love to see her.
Yeah, so I told my neighbors, like if my brown friend comes, we shall go to hospital. Yeah. So I think when I was still talking to them, I fainted again. So they took me to hospital before she had arrived. Yeah, so mu hospital it was some clinic in Abaita. Yeah.
Bagenda okukebera ng'olina ki ekikutawaanya?
Nze ne bangamba nyina omusujja, ne bampa drip z'omusujja. My friend like namala nakuba, we tell her the clinic where we are, nafuna boda n'atusanga. So again ntandika eddagala y'omusujja.
So a drip bagikuwa for one day?
Yeah, for that night, because it was night, then even the next day I did my drip, did the evening drip, and it was done.
Because usually bakuwanga nnya.
No, bampa Saturn and some tablets.
Okay. Ne wabawo ku njawulo? Did you?
Yeah, no, with time, I was now fine. Yeah.
Nga nakali akakuluma kagenze?
Ngasi, it was somehow now ngati kanduma nnyo. Nayenga, it has not disappeared for good. Yeah.
Nobera bulungi?
Nimbera bulungi.
For how long?
For all those years, nayenga empewo empitamu, like I feel I'm dying. Yeah, I've had it like for so long.
Kalotegera otya nti obuzibu ate buli ku liver?
No, kati when amara mu COVID, mwejo biseera bya corona, nafunako COVID. So I don't know, even because like the way I got this disease, I was just confused.
Corona?
Yeah.
Yakwatanga bantu?
Mama. Indian variant where people were dying.
Yes.
Mama. Katono tugende. Atenga tubeera beka.
Anti abasinga bonna bamuzanyisa nga balowooza taluma.
No, it's a
bakola selfies, videos mu malwaliro balaga nti it's normal.
Yeah, there was that phase eyajamu 2021 around June. So najifuna on 22nd June. Like I went for testing and like my parents were sick nga bajirina. So when my sister tells me I was still at campus because we were preparing to do online exams. Yeah, even much as they were online, like I love concentration. So me, I chose to stay at campus and told my parents we have exams, they're going to be online, but I want to stay at campus so I can be called without any distraction. Bagamba, it's okay. So within that time, abazade bange ne balwala. At first I didn't know, so my sister calls me like, our parents are sick. She's like, I've also been taking care of them, but you know, I'm about to give birth, so I'm going. So that very evening, I called my uncle, Abera Bwebaja, the brother to my mom. Nampa transport, I went to Sanj and found they were sick. It was a Wednesday. So between Wednesday and Sunday, I was there. I was in Sanj taking care of my parents. But then on Saturday, that Saturday night, the president had given a State of Nation address, and he now put a lockdown. But remember, I have exams. My computer is in TV. Yes, even my books, and now it is a lockdown. And I was also feeling like I'm very sick. It was 4th year. I was feeling like I am now sick. I'm also having the disease. But because you know, like you are now the one encouraging the patient, that's what I'm ready. Yeah, so I just called one of my uncles, Nimbagamba, is it okay for you to help me with the car? Like, since their cars were exempted, Nimbagamba, it's okay. So my uncle sent a driver to come and pick me and take me back to campus.
Uncle Yakolam government?
Yeah, okay. He's still there. So
driver na kuchima? Yeah,
driver we na chima, like he works with the Office of the Auditor General.
Okay.
Yeah, so his driver came and picked me. Then my other uncle had also like sent money to my parents and told them like we now need to do family testing. Like Fena, as a family, we need to go and do the COVID checkup. So my parents gave me my money as I was going to campus. My parents told me tomorrow I should go for a COVID testing. But like me, I already knew I was sick.
Why?
Like I was not breathing. I was
the temperatures.
Yes. So every sign and symptom that people were talking about of COVID patients, already I was having it. Nenga sobra gamba my parents like, you people, I'm sick, because I'm now taking care of them. I cannot.
What were taking mask and go bafako?
No, not in Zambara. But I think maybe because they were also very sick, it was now inevitable. You are the person giving them food. Somehow you touch on the desk, on the table where they have touched.
Even the plates.
Yeah. So I think it was just inevitable for me to get the COVID.
So what was it?
Yes.
Driver kutwala.
Yes.
Makola test.
No, we are like we reached campus in the evening, like around 4 p.m. Yeah, I told him to come at 2 or 3. They are there. So I knew that the hospitals were not working. So it is now Monday and Tuesday, that's when we are starting exams. So like that night, I literally didn't sleep, like I was just failing to breathe. So when again I went to the police, Nimbagamba, I want to do a COVID test because I'm feeling I have COVID.
Awo langa tonachi wanywedde fenga twabitandikako mangu. Ngawulya ka symptom kokka. Entanga uzi bichi.
No, never got ready to be now. But I think it was just timing. Yeah. You know, you can even do everything and still things happen the opposite way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I went to grade B. No, I went to the police. Nibangamba ngendo wa chairman ya letters for you to take a border to go to grade B, because that time it was lockdown, nga taxi zitambula. So I went to the chairman's office, it was just near. Nampa a letter to use a border and go for grade B. So when I took grade B, I did a rapid test and then your results just turned out instantly. So the guy told me, the doctor, Nangamba, you already have COVID.
What, yeah?
Yeah, I feared, I cried. But also, like, I was now also a bit expecting it. Naturally, money like us, I'll get it.
I naturally your parents, what about food? So maybe now or solo corner.
It was scaring because people had started dying, and like the first COVID where people were few, where the death rate was very
really low.
Yeah, but this time like people were dying, and I was staying alone. So you have to. No.
Grade B.
No, but they wanted to. But I told the doctor, you know what? I have to go and pick my laptop and do my exams because I have exams. He told me, but your COVID is already in the 2nd level. Like, it was 1st level, 2nd level, and then the 3rd one. Like the 3rd one where those people are who deserve oxygen, things like that. So mine was in the second one. And then the first one, I think that is what was manageable at home. So he told me, no, your level is already in the second grade, so you have to
stay.
Yeah, so I call like my parents, I'm like, you people, I'm in the hospital, but they're telling me I have COVID. So they start counseling me, Vichy, don't fear, take fruits, take vitamin C, things like that, you'll be fine.
Take fruits, nenga sento zilina mukasi watu.
No, the time we went for testing, they had given me so much money, and then like Grade B didn't actually charge me for testing. Yeah, you just buy medicine, but buying it from outside, like in the pharmacies, because baringati bayina dagala. Yeah, and then like even the moment I told my aunties and uncles, like, you people, I have COVID,
they sent you money.
Yeah.
Waita mutya mweyembeera.
It was scaring, like very scaring, because I was also having exams. And we are doing them like, these are online exams. Amasanyazi gabula esawa yona. So I had a clique of my friends nga nkola nabo the exams. They also didn't know I was sick because I couldn't disclose to them. And yet I also, like, you know, you are doing 4 numbers and it needs a lot of explanation. So you somehow want to do number 1, then you give it, then your friend does number 2, and then you exchange, you edit. So I couldn't tell them I was sick.
So were protecting what?
I was always in a mask. Why are you in a mask? But you guys, you know my parents are sick. So they're like, oh, Bambi, maybe the fear. Like, they just knew it was just the fear. I actually told them, like, when we had graduated, like, you guys didn't know I had COVID. And they're like, what? Yeah. Because I was even sleeping with that best friend of mine, Hope. And she didn't fall sick. Yet we were staying together, doing exams together. In the night, I would sleep at her place. I knew I was sick and I was really feeling weak. We do, like, if someone cooks, another person is washing utensils. When I'm washing, people are laughing. They're like, oh, but trust, what do you mean of, like, you're not a real muchiga. Yeah, like, one plate, you're taking a whole hour. Like, things like that. But so, me, I was dying inside. I can't disclose.
So fruits,
yeah, so I even buy them and carry them for them. Like, you guys, you have to take fruits. COVID is real.
So results are coming online.
Yeah, I was doing well, like, for all those years. But then I think those were my worst results. Because I didn't be new as such, but compared to how I had been previously doing. Yeah.
Our COVID wakuluma wotandika okuwulira ddala nti kati ekibumba kirwadde.
So, like, in the COVID, by the way, I spent good time with COVID. Like, that whole June, I'm suffering from COVID. The whole of July, I'm having COVID. But because we finished the exams and now the lockdown is still on. This time, like, the doctor tells me, he's like, you know what? I think you're not taking good care of yourself. Allow yourself to be admitted. So when I talked to my parents were a bit okay with that. My uncles were fine. So now my brother tells me, it's like, you're saying that people are dying from hospitals. Don't you see whenever they announce there's people from hospital that are dying? Why are you going there? Like, what if they you are going to lack oxygen and eventually die? So better take care of yourself, eat, take the fruits, take the medicine, you'll be fine. So, like, when he told me that, I now had to side with him. Yeah, I accepted to stay
alone.
Yeah, skip alone in my hostel. I take care of myself, and then also at the same time, my landlord nawe yali na COVID ate nawe ngari bubi nga he had an orange tree nga teka wakakeka, like he sleeps the whole day, and I'm also there very helpless.
But bagabanga nga tudduka mu tambula ku exercises for COVID even nga tobikola good.
No, nagezako, but the time I tried like skipping a rope, nibindema. Then another time, I think like I was really so sick and I just knew like sawa yona, maybe I might go. That time fear. Now sometimes you even have to say the reality. So I'm like, but if I die, I'll die when I'm looking bad, like nemvere zange zikuze. Kati kangende mu saloon. I go ngende ngule enviri and pray that if I die, I shouldn't die in Ganda because and they say bambe she couldn't survive that like already about that even when you look at her. So I left my room and reached on the shop where they sell hair in Baita. Like it is a big wholesale. So I was talking to the guy, like telling him the hair I want. I just wanted simple hair.
Nozirika?
Yes.
Katsoke tukomelesa afe yokubiri. Bozirika. Chiche kyali kikutawanya COVID oba balazuddemu ebintu ebirala?
No, I think maybe nakasana nakoku and also the COVID. Yeah, no, things like that.
Okay, tugenda kutandikirawo. Tovaawo tukomawo.
Yeah, I think maybe when they put you on oxygen, they also grade B was really full. Yeah, so I think but my parents, I'm like, you people, I'm just like, I called my uncles because I share a lot with my uncles and my aunties, like that family I've told you. So in Bagamba, I'm like, I've just fainted. But I didn't even tell them now I'm in grade B, like I didn't want to
scare them.
I was also having another uncle Nawengo brother now bumutwala bubi, like he was really sick.
Kati abasawo bagamba nti COVID yavuddewo ku faintinga or there was something else?
No, but COVID, okay, I did a heart test. My heart beats so fast, like they told me you have a racing heart. So they're like, you need to be here because you need oxygen. So we need to put you on oxygen, so we bump more oxygen in you. So, but still, like now you are already, like even you are seeing people are dying from hospital. It's hard to convince me otherwise. Yeah, I'll tell you, yes, I've listened to your advice, but I'm not staying here.
So you didn't stay?
Yeah, I didn't stay. For some time, then I went back home in the evening.
Ninga COVID yagwamu tochina COVID?
No, narincha I took medicine in Ninkowa. So I think August I go again bachandaga COVID. And now my parents were like, no, you know what? Maybe you're not doing the right thing. Like 2 weeks we were fine. In a period of 2 weeks we were fine. Rashtogen. And we take care of you, like go to police, get a police statement. Yes, like we can get, you can talk to the uncles and they give you one of the cars. So I talked to my uncle. I'm like, uncle, how comes me I'm taking long to heal? He's like, I think the disease reacts differently. Maybe you are alone, you are stressed, things like that. So I'm like, okay, is it okay you lend me your car? The driver picks me. Actually, up to now, so Ngamba, can your driver come for me? He's like, yeah, if you want the car, we shall avail it for you. So that was my last time actually, like to go to hospital. This time, I was like, I'm tired of medicine. Like taking drugs, they're not working. So again, I could die. So I don't know how I healed, but I just stayed taking the medicine. When it got done, I didn't go to hospital again. Ingenda waka.
Ensanje?
Yes.
Ensanje olinga kuchi?
Like home.
Bakuwange byenjawulo okubanga COVID agwamu system yo obera dagali wasigalako?
No, it was the medicine. Then waliwo some green plant nga kaina purple leaves nga they like use it steam, but even at campus I was steaming. That
can deep bana. Akantu kali kaja kuleta obuzibu. Nolali kano katamuzanga bakatunda. Ate nga bakaseera.
Yeah, like Antoine like she would send me like fruits, she sends me leaves to
steam?
Yes, to steam. So even at campus I was steaming. Yeah, so eventually the COVID got done, but then like it was also like we are also now running into another term with Tanika online studies. Like we wanted, like by the time LDC admits Tubanga Tumaze so that they also admit us.
Okay.
So I didn't have that luxury of posting and what, so we started online. But then like our kati omugongo ni gutandika kunduma.
Ngochali nsanje.
Yeah, even like when we finished online and they said essential students go to school, need to get there, but I was still feeling like that sharp pain in the back almost every day. So I ask people, I'm like, you guys, I don't know why, but yeah, I have pain. And remember, like most of my friends, Tibach Tegramba, I had COVID. Like my classmates, Tibach Tegramba. Yeah, I think by the way, no one knew. Only my friend Susan, when I got
graduation.
No, for her, I told her like from the start. I told Susan, Cindy, and Janet. The rest I didn't tell anyone.
Kati omugongo kuluma ate n'omutima gukyaracinga.
Yes.
Ozzeemu okusoma.
Nzemu okusoma.
Olova nsanja ogenda okusoma Nkumba.
Yes. Nga I am renting in Entebbe in Nkumba.
Okay. Yeah.
So I finished 4th year. I had done so well. I had a 2nd class offer. We are now looking for, we now want to be admitted. LDC has sent the list of requirements. We want your certified copies. In a minute, I'm running to Rukunje to get my certified copies. Like, I was just head and... Yeah, and also because, like, LDC that time, we didn't do pre-entries, but they were now using, like, each school was sending in their results, and then they chose the best students. So now, like, you are even lucky you are among the best students who have been elected. And then we were given a deadline of 4 days to pay the tuition. So I have to run to Rukunjiri. That time, like, my legs have started swelling. It's just like I'm up and down, things like that. So I didn't give it time to know that I'm sick or even get worried. I just knew I was up and down. You are excited because you've seen your marks, you've passed so well, and then you're also excited because you've been given a chance to go to LDC. Like Timuk was a pre-entry, they've chosen the best students, and you're among the best students, and it has circulated everywhere. Like we have selected best students from each university, so like excitement. Like everyone is saying, oh, she kept to the standard, like after now she's still doing well.
So again,
even before I went, but I just knew like I was up and down. I was even helping like some lecturer. He does a lot of book publication. So I was also even like researching for him. That time I'm going for LDC. So I knew like I just was busy. Like maybe I'm just fatigued. I didn't give it attention because I didn't expect myself to be sick. So when I took so this time for LDC, and then you are aware that LDC is a lion hunt. Like yeah, you have to give it your best because it's compared to hunting. It is not even, people say it is an army training, but an army training takes 9 months. LDC takes more than 9 months.
It's how many months? It's
1 year and 1 month.
Okay, those are 13 months.
Yes. So like I go to Lila, I just pray to God, I want to pass. Like that was my prayer when I was setting off. I don't want to have to collide with any lecturer, any student. I just want to be on good terms and just pass. Yeah. We started the lectures, we did the orientation, everything was fine. But this time my legs are swelling, and my roommate, Etta, and my other friends, the Cindy's, are telling me, but why don't you do a test? That time we were still doing a bit of online. I'm like, but you guys, what if, bad news affects me badly? What if I get a bad sickness? So now I start talking to the doctors that had treated me during COVID, like I'd maintained their contacts. Mbagamba, you people, my legs are swelling. They're like, they ask me, are your eyes yellow? I'm like, I don't know, but let me ask. So I'm like, they're kind of yellow, though not so. So they tell me, you go and do a liver test or a kidney test or a heart test. So that time now I was confused. I'm like, how can they tell me to do that? Like those are not I don't deserve those diseases.
But remember, bakugambako mutima gugracinga.
Yes. And now this time, but they're now telling you, I take colonic kidney.
Yes.
Yes. And then for you, you know, you've come to LDC.
To concentrate.
Yes. And even like 23, we had LDC as a strict policy, like eligibility. It means in a term, if you are supposed to proceed to another term, what missing the class should be for 2 times in a whole term, and you should even have genuine reasons for the 2 times you missed.
Term ngerimu emyezi emeka?
Esatu. Yeah. So I don't want to have that bad news that I had the sickness, but now like you are falling sick again, and like the legs are really becoming.
So ebigere beka byali bizimbye nga bikuluma on the temperature nga kyekirala ekiriko apart from kuzimba.
Okay, I was not so sick. The other things yalinga
ozimbe buzimbe bigere.
Yes.
Nga tebikuluma.
No, nga binduma muko katono naye nga sinyo. So this time like roommate wange nandemerako nangamba, trust, go and do those checkups. You are lucky we are still in online. You can even do a Zoom from hospital. Go and know what is disturbing you so that tufune solution ngo budde buchali. So katawo ningenda ku Lila Referral Hospital. I went there. The first day I didn't succeed. The second day I met, like the nurse sent me to the lab assistant. I reached the lab assistant. Lab assistant told me that machines are faulty, they are not working. But he told me to come back. So when again the 3rd time, he now tells me maybe the only solution I can do for you is take your blood samples, and I'll take them to a lab called Purge. It's in Lila. Then I'll do your. I will take your number. You can come for your results. I can even send them for you on phone. So I did my tests.
And you're missing 3 times.
Yeah.
Or missing a lecture.
No. I was zooming from hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. Like or even like ngadatika free time ngomanyi you can get a judge and go to hospital. I remember but the final day when I did those tests, like I have a friend called Maria and Bill Isaac. So bali name motoka and we went together. So and you know those tests, like you can spend even 4 hours ngatona for the results.
Ngolinze.
Yeah, so nibandekawo, they called me, like they wanted to do some shopping in town, so they told me they would come for me. So when they called me, I told them, no, you guys, it is okay, you go to campus, me, I'll take a border. Angamba, are you safe? I'm like, yeah, I'm safe, I just did the test. Na yet Zija, like the lab person took them to another lab because because Lila Referral doesn't have the machines. So the doctor was taking long to bring the results. And remember, we are new in Lila, to take their language as such. So I felt it was going to become dark. I told, you know, copper notes, because the next day, the lecturers of LDC, the professional advisors, okay, we call them professional advisors, because we are already lawyers, so they're not teaching fresh material. They're teaching people that are already in the profession.
Yes.
Yeah, so the PA will just call on you and ask you a number. If you don't know, that is how they've marked you absent.
What?
Well, mark is absent, it means eligibility. So I wanted to run to Lila and now copy the notes. So I go back to Lila. The next day, the doctor calls, the lab technician calls me, tells me, your results are out. I'm like, so what did you find out? He told me, you have a problem with your liver, your kidney is okay. I'm like, what? He's like, no, don't panic, like you'll be fine, like don't panic. So he tells me, but if it is possible, I wish you can come and we do a CBC. Yeah, so like to do another test of how, like that, your entire blood and how it is.
Waliwo enkananga ki wobe like somewhere where lidi ne a clinic?
Oh, it was fun because ate waloko saboda nga bakuja kwa 15 oba kasanvu. Yeah, we were obo manyi where Lila University is. That's where he's in some place called Barapo.
So Lilo dayo for the CBC.
Yes, I went and did that test. Nandaga, some of the things are not okay, some are fine, like somehow like it is kind of like your blood and your hormones, some are fine, others are over, others are missing.
Your full blood count?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like for me, like when I turned Kozimbe Ebigere, I just told my parents, just Ebigere gange bitandi so. At first, by the way, tenabagamba. But for me, like I've told you, like me and my uncles and aunties.
You're close. Yeah,
we are very close. So even like for me to go to hospital, like they are the ones who gave me the money. Like they are the ones told me, you take good care of yourself and do the test and do the tests. So that time, like we come now for graduation in Kampala for our university graduation.
Graduation. Wano CBC bagikoze. Bala byemuntu ebiri bulungi. Bakutandisa eddagala.
Bangambe ngule eddagala naye me and myself I'm confident that those are not my results.
Lwaki ngolowooza bw'oti?
Like I didn't feel like I would have such a problem. I was still in denial. Yeah, ngatona akkiriza. So I come for graduation. Like our university graduation, it was just a quick one because LDC kusoma even Saturday, but because it was online, we were able to zoom in even on our graduation day. But then I needed to rush back to Lira. So my roommate and my friends are like, trust, we now know your problem. It's better you talk to your parents so that they understand that what was another problem and they make adjustments in your life, like sawa. But not I feared to tell them. No, like the shock, and then you are still living in denial. You can't believe like you're also so sick. And then you're like, now what will my parents do? My father is going to just be in panic, call me 24/7. Like most times I want to be alone. I will tell you if I feel like, if I'm so stressed, if I feel like talking to you, I will tell you. But if I feel like not, I will just keep it to myself. So no, for me, to know that I'm sick, it was also like stress, even like you've not confirmed somehow you feel like, maybe these laboratories are not fine. Like, how do they tell a fine babe like me that I'm sick?
I feel fine babe.
And that has gone to get first class, because me, I always thought, God, I want first class at LDC. And you are now telling me that I'm sick. So now I go back to Dila. After 2 weeks, my uncle asks me, are your legs still swelling? I'm like, yeah, they are still swelling. It's like, why don't you come to Kampala for proper testing? Or like during your graduation, why didn't you use that time? I'm like, I was just running back to study. You know, LDC is strict, but I'll do it. So he adds me more money, even more graduation, I didn't send. So now I ran almost every lab in Nidira, every hospital in Nidira.
Hospital?
No,
same results.
Yeah, sometimes ngamfuna emotoka, like from my friends who had cars. Yeah, so now I'm like, what is happening? But
am I going to get same results?
Yeah, I had tried 2 hospitals, but like the process of getting through was not easy. Like you can go for like 3 days just to get a test. So we eventually started our physical lectures. My legs were still swelling, and dress code, their LDC, it is black and white plus crossed shoes. So I cannot put on crossed shoes. So I talked to the director, the assistant director. He's now currently a judicial officer, His Worship Faizo Mularira. Yeah, I talked to him. He was also like kind of scared, like, what? Are you for real? Like, you are getting this disease? What do we do? Are your parents aware? At that time, I talked to my uncles. My parents. I'm like, I don't know if these people are right, but their lab tests keep showing me I have a liver problem. So I don't know what to do. So I now talk to His Worship. He tells me, why don't you, like, if this is a problem, it means it is serious. I think now when my legs are swelling, my face is a bit swollen, the hands swell. So like, I think now we are. So he tells me he knows a senior doctor in Dira. Angamba, I can write for you a reference letter. Ogende nayo, and you say it is me who sent you. Like I'm writing to the doctor and then he works on you. So from there, it became easy for me. Because when I went to that senior doctor, still he wasn't around that day. Then later he comes in the evening, I go to him. The hospital didn't have the machines, but now he writes to another
hospital.
Yes.
To another doctor.
Yes, that had the machines. So from there it became easy for me to get treatment in Rida. Then also like within that same time, that same week, LDC twali twina program, it is clinical legal education, where you go and offer legal services to people even when you are not an advocate. Yeah, so we had gone for pre-bargain at Rida prison, and then I collapsed during that time. So that time now when I collapsed, that is when I knew it's serious. Yes. I think it was just a month.
A month?
Within a month, by the way. I don't think a month had passed.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, that was the time for me now to believe that I'm sick. Because when I collapsed out of the brew, Mugamba, I'm now sick.
Daddy no Mugamba?
No, at first I didn't tell him. But my dad, to know that I'm sick, he got to know from my auntie. Yeah, so I'm now up and down with sickness, with class. And then his worship now tells me, why don't you go to Kampala and do your treatment? I'm like, if I go to Kampala right now, my parents will also fear. And even myself, I was confident, like, I can handle.
But you're fainting.
Yeah, I was a bit confident, like, I can handle. But now the problem is the funds. So you can't keep now begging every time, like your
medication.
Yes. Yeah, and the medicine is expensive, the tests are expensive. Because in Rida I was paying 20K per test. At also like on liver, we know about 8-9 tests. Okay. Yeah, and then the drugs, they give you a lot of drugs, and then you have to take the drugs for entire month, then you go back. So this time I need to talk to my parents.
Drugs mpekes okate mwalimu drips?
No, nazo narinzifuna.
Ngazi drip ngoso ajitulako nkasawa meka?
About 6 hours.
6 hours?
Yes.
Ngosomera online? No,
that time twali tuyina physical. And say what I did when I ngandi mudwaliro, like I always knew my timetable. If I have a lecture at 10 and I'm in hospital, by 9 I have to tell the doctor, pause your drip, I'm going to class. Yeah, his worship was so kind to me, the assistant director with twali tuyina nga echinta chitegera. So nangamba, if it is hospital time, respect your hospital time, because at the end of it all, health is more important than anything you are fighting for. So, but now like I now want to study. I want to study and get my first class and leave LDC.
When I was going to a doctor posing a drip.
Yes.
So losing at Ozimalayo.
I come back from class and go back to hospital.
No continuing any drip?
Yes.
No,
they did, but I still like at the end of it, all patients' interests prevail.
Wow.
Yeah. Even like LDC, every Friday we had papers. Nenga, that was the life. Also you have a paper, so you have to post the drip. Tell the doctor, post your drip.
Ngambirozo wetoshirooza ko ntoyinza okufa even before graduating?
Yeah, sometimes I would think about it. Then other times I'm like, no, God will make me survive. I'm like, okay, even if I die, at least they will not give it my best. Yeah.
Tests, drips I
was paying a drip, one drip, I was paying 100K.
Drips or over a week?
No, I was getting 2 drips in a day, but not every day. Okay. Yeah, like most times I was on tablets. Against
go fainting.
Yeah, or even like some days you are generally bad. You are seeing me here, but the moment when you attack one, you will not even eat for the whole week. Like I can get those bad attacks. Even if it is not an attack, now once you see me sick, it has to get to your mind. You just wonder.
What attack says on a lecture room?
Yeah. So now it was life of me. So now now my parents get to know, because sometimes I told my auntie, I'm sick. They tell me I have this problem.
And you need money.
And I need money, but I'm also scared. I don't know if it is true that I'm sick. Remember, His Worship has already given me permission to go to Kampala and do that testing.
But you don't want?
Yeah, you don't want. First of all, I don't want to miss class. Then, because you have to sign and they mark you present, those things. So I'm like, even if he knows, what if now the lecture, like what if he forgets to tell the lecturer, and then they mark me absent, and then I go to her. I'm like, of course he has the powers, but still, like, I don't want to have those issues with administration. Yeah, like I basically wanted to pass, get my first degree, become a successful lawyer.
Katsoka tu mulemu contrast. Tugenda kutandikirawo nga muzeeyi bategedde reaction ya daddy yali etya. Kwe tugenda kutandikira tova tukomawo.
They are seeing the eagerness to study, like, oh no, she wants to study even when she's sick. Yeah. So we are now very close, like we became very, very close friends. So they tell me, we are willing to give you all the necessary support. If you feel like sometimes you need a break to go for your medication, it's okay. Yeah, so I now tell them the truth. Like, but now my parents are now telling me I should quit the course and take a dead year and come back. So what is your say on that? They ask me, are you interested in quitting? I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I have to finish, and I have to finish with the first class. So His Worship tells me, the Eddie tells me, he's like, form a WhatsApp group of all your family members, or the ones you wish to put, and then also include me in that group. I will talk to them. So I form a group, put my aunties and my uncles, my brother, and also put him in group. So
Chilonga chiyambachi? No,
because you remember every time they are seeing me sick, yes. My relatives are seeing me sick, and they are so much worried of me. You are even staying in Lira alone,
and it's far. Yeah.
Yeah, it is far, and also the disease nabobuti is like it is not malaria or flu. So they tell me like rachi tokorachi. So when we form the group, he tells them, yes, I understand you people. She is your daughter, and to us, she's our student. Yeah. And not just a student, but a student that shows a lot of interest in her books, despite falling sick. So he's like, to neutralize the whole thing, I think we should give her a chance to study, now that is what she wants. Because the depression that she'll get if she does not study, when she's at home and she's seeing her friends are in school, it is going to be more than the sickness she has been having. And then he's like, but of course, you know you have to give her all the necessary support. Yeah. And I also pledged to give her all the necessary support she needs in school.
So daddy nachikiriza echo nachibayinga?
Yes, my uncles bought the idea. Meeting negwa.
Okay.
And I'm now so happy and so relieved.
So wafuna ngedagala eryo, the drip says 8 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yes.
Wafunanga bichi like zakuyisanga zitya?
Oh, like zarizintwara. You feel like ogenda nesimu zange zijako, I don't want any noise. And then like whenever I'm I become so weak that most times I cannot even walk. So nari in a hospital, I always had to get a self-contained room. Ngamanyi, I will not go to the bathroom. Even like in the kwenas and it's not possible. Like the nurse would have to bathe me. Sometimes like my friends are in class, so I'm in hospital, so it was
really hard for you.
Yeah, it was really hard. Sometimes you feel you don't want to hear any voice. Even if I'm calling in, you are in that room. It's also a compare if I'm sick.
The side effects of dagala, you become weak and helpless.
Yes, and then you have this constant diet that medicine is giving you that.
Medication?
Like they had, of course, like they advise you to change your diet. This time you have to take in more proteins. Like you have to buy a lot of fruits. You have to eat an apple every morning. Then even you have to take an egg.
Wajijanga werira?
No, zari ziriyo.
Okay.
Of course, like
nganda.
Okay, nkoko.
Loco.
Oh yes, the local eggs. Yeah, and then the fruits were there, though expensive, but I had no option. And then for the egg, you are just supposed to eat the white part, the abdomen. You're not supposed to eat it. So now I had to change my diet. Already in Wumpa level, I chopped off my hair. And I was in Nyamba de wig. Already like pain, like okay, this disease, it's something that will keep you in pain each day, just that the pain varies. Some days it is light, you can handle, but then there are those days you are really down. So I'm never in a zone as Sarako. Yeah, by the if I would show you my photos, like those things were deadly. Yeah, so yeah, but
why
then,
do you have a boyfriend also?
No, I didn't. For real.
Okay,
like I really, like the sickness was taking a lot of my time, and then also the fact that I need to study LDC every Friday mwina tests. So it means if you fail in this test, it's going to affect you. So you don't want to repeat, because if you repeat, they will be like, you knew you were sick. We told you to quit, no Ghana. Even my own friends were now telling me, trust in it, Mukama bibye. So kofune you come, like studies never end, but like yeah, but now for me I'm like, whether in health or what, I have to study. Life has to go on according to my time.
So ebigere bitandika ddi okuzimbula okutowolokoka ng'olomaze ebbanga ki ku treatment?
No, they can be fine for like 1 week or 2, then nera bitandike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyokka kyewafuna kuzimba bigere? No,
this time even like now everything is being affected, because I kept doing the test. Your white blood cells are so many. Yes. So what you should also, like, you need to be more conscious of yourself. We need to take more tests. Like, what if that is also a sign for you to get like sickle cells, or you are a carrier? So now I didn't want any more bad information. So I told the doctor, when I come here, you don't do my liver tests.
No, muradde badda.
Nedda saga bad energy.
But still I know kugamba ekigenda maaso. Tests wazikolanga bulidde? No,
sometimes I would do them from Lira, like in the middle of the month.
Bulidde, like okay, a month, okay.
No, in the middle of the month.
Okay.
Like Mbera when tabuka konyo, I do from Lira. Then at the end of the month, I'm having a doctor in Kampala. I have to go every end of the month.
So Avange no J Kampala?
Yes, Friday after the test. Like if I'm not so sick, I'll organize and start writing my notes. So that by Monday at least I have what show the lecturer.
The hustle was real.
Yeah, it was real. So if I'm sick, I'll just sleep and set an alarm to wake me like at 11 p.m. Yeah, and then like you've booked one of your friends to take you to the bus park, like those people that have cars. So I bought the midnight bus. It was already Saturday. I bought the midnight bus. Around 6:30, I'm in Kampala. Go to Sanji, ask money from my parents, and go to hospital.
Fainting?
No, even if I'm sick, but I don't want to show you my weakness. So that you tell me, no, you take a break. Like, take a break. So, like when I reach Sanji, after getting money from my parents, I go to Zambia where my doctor is. He does the tests, tells me that like you go there, you talk to him, you show him your previous results and you tell him how you've been doing. Then he now tells you, like, it is a requisition paper. Like, he tells you, you go and do this test and this and this and this. So reach in the lab, do the tests, wait for your results. When they give them to you, go back to the doctor so that he explains for you everything. And he tells you the medicine to buy. So that was that life. Like that Saturday, I'm now in hospital. So by the time I get home, I'm now very tired. So I have to sleep Saturday night, Sunday. The little buses were a bit slow during daytime. Like a journey you would have covered for 10 hours, maybe you are now taking like 11, or a journey of 9 hours. It's like they overstop during day. So I always preferred the night bus. So I board in the night.
At night, mala hours maker?
At least chairman, usually by 6:30 or latest like 6:45. 5:30 I used to be in Lira.
Yeah. Lecture room.
Then from there, kato kuva mu bus park. Remember, it is like it is a distance. Yes. So I reach hostel, bathe. Your roommate is asking, what are the results now? Before you know it, it's time to be in class. I got to class. So, emyezi gy'okumi jonna? No, for the 9 months in Lira, the other months it was clerkship, internship. Yeah. So, gonna kuva Lira nga bintu biteredde? No, byalinga tibiteredde. By the way, like I kept falling sick, but nali nyina a lot of support. Like, okay, me. Like, okay, knowing what I was passing through and what opinion was, so like I somehow now started to even fear being with so many people around me. Why? Like, you know, everyone that comes, they want an explanation of what you are going through. Oh, so how are you now? But what do doctors say? But what brought the sickness? So every time someone would ask me, so now I said, I'm now done with people. Like, I don't want them to know what is happening in my life. I'm not a fan of loud music. Okay, but yeah, with the sickness, of course, I learned how to play music and what. But like those days when I was still, before I got this disease, even every time I would get a phone, I would just give away the earphones that day. So this time I started moving with earphones in my, like, first to distract you. Yeah, to distract you, and also like so that if I meet you, at least I pretend like sikurabye. So that you don't ask me your questions. So basically, no, it was just a cope-up mechanism. I know. Yeah, like how to cope up to avoid distraction. Because again, you are going to class, you are just leaving hostel, then someone is asking you some weird questions. Like, but you girl, do you pray? What if this is not just an illness? What? Like, and now you can't go to class crying. You have to be a robot. Like, yeah, I wanted, like, every time we were innocent. Like, every time I wanted, like, I be having money on my side. I shouldn't, at least I shouldn't lack money because I didn't have gas to cook, so I was also buying the food. But then I talked to the people that cook, like, don't fry my food, give me a lot of vegetables. Like, I talked to them. Yeah, and then also like money for medication. It is more stressing when you are sick and then you also don't have the money. Government? No, they were not government hospitals. Remember the Dida referral, which is government, they didn't have a machine. But they got their machine last year and they called me like, I trust we have the machine, you can now come. Oh, I left Lila, I'm now in Kampala. But after 9 months? No, I think maybe they were also a bit worried and like, you know, we would keep talking. So how are you doing now? And I would tell them, this is what the doctor, this side is telling me. I've gone to this other hospital. This is what they're like. We kept sharing the results. So I think they didn't know, like, eventually I would leave Lira and now go to Kampala because I didn't tell them. Yeah, so they would keep telling me that. Then also another thing that gave me a peace of mind is the positive friends I had. Like, I always wanted someone to always tell me I can do it. I wanted these people to always discuss for me. Yeah, because I'm an intelligent girl, like that I must confess. I'm a guessing in a man. Mama gatata. Nimba. Because, for you. Yeah, but now the confusion I was passing through, memory loss. The times lecture agenda more class and they know you are sick. So like take on that pressure. So I would also pretend like I'm attentive and understanding. Yes. Okay, like I was supposed to have enough rest, but I didn't. even like they tell you are not supposed to be stressed, but stress is inevitable at that time.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was like, sometimes I was just in class and just looking at people like. So, but for me, because somehow I wanted to pass and I knew my problem, so I used to record PAs and people that are discussing, like you are there presenting, but my phone is recording. So that in my free time, when I feel I can understand, I just play the audio and write everything, go watch Gambia. Then also, yeah, even like the PAs were there to discuss for me, his worship, the AD would discuss for me. Then even his brother, who was the senior legal advisor, like Mr. Warisim, was also discussing for me. I would go to his office, you reach there, are you okay? Okay. You want water, you want juice? Like, he first makes you comfortable, then after that you start serious discussions. Yeah.
So chechirala ekyakumala nk'emirembe mu situation eyo gye walimu?
Ekyambalako emirembe.
Yes, you're so uncomfortable. Like abantu okubuuzabuuza oba ogenda kufa ki ekyakuviirako kino, kyekirala ekyakumalako emirembe?
Of course, falling sick, like I was getting tired every time. I mean, like those, like we are doing tests, like tuvamo test. Remember, what was this? Even the drip, or even if you were not on a drip, but still you are still sick. So we tuvamo exam. I get a board at hostel. And so by the time I reach hostel, I don't remember anything in the questions. So people are telling you, which advice did you give this person? Which documents did you draft? Nga trust wali change okela.
What you tango?
No, I think I was okay. I prayed a lot, and then I think I answered the right questions. Like, you know, at that time, like I always told God, I know I'm sick, but this time you come to my room, you come and tell me what to do, what to write. Yeah, and then in the nights, like, but I was also doing a lot of sacrifice, like every free time when everyone else is doing their leisure activities. Now for me, my free time was for reading. Even when I'm not free, but at times I had to compel myself to read. So when you soma biobi jukida? Actually, in the you don't have to discuss it for me again. Yeah, so like then in the night, I remember me and my friends, Fiona, we are sleeping in shifts. Like ugenda kwebaka kuva sawa emu mpaka sawa bbiri. Then you wake the rest. Then omulala ayebaka sawa bbiri mpaka sawa ssatu. Like to rest. And the other, so like I now remember I'm weak, I cannot handle that pressure. So I don't know how many times I would bathe in one night. Like what and say you are feeling sleepy, what and say the stomach is, the belly is hurting, things like that. And then, like, you know, at the end of it, or you are the center of attention. If results come, everyone is going to be asking, how did she perform? Yeah. So, Kampala. I had come for clerkship, internship. Nali nyagala jokorera like to do it with LDC. Like LDC had made me so comfortable. Like at least I was like, oh, these administrators at least bategere bizibu byange. Like, you know, I think they were really saying I was not going to, I don't know if they saw that I was not going to make it. I think they have to encourage me. Like, if I'm sick, you find all the lecturers are on your side. All the students, most of the students are on your side. Yeah, well, you are moving, like a lecturer will ask you, did you understand? If you didn't understand, you come to my office. Then for the office of the director, it was like my personal office. It was like my dad's office. The office of Mr. Warsimbinga, those ones, they are training me like how to do exams. Like, no, each number, just give it 1 hour, then you come back like that. They have guided me on how to pass, to do those exams.
Extra hours for you? Yeah,
sometimes bari bazimpa. Like, also would nenga no bozimpa. Sometimes I'm like, oh, bibye mpandi se bye bitu.
So katrachi internship to Lira?
No, I wanted to do it from Lira. Na like when they're like, no, you've been sick for so long. Bashitogenda n'ogikolera Kampala. But now for me, I don't want people to see me sick. I'm like, at least bano bachimanyi, so at least let me, like, I don't want to publish an identity of falling sick, because like life doesn't end at LDC. Time will come, you need a job, you need a recommendation from this person, and this person will tell you, but you are sick. So I didn't want to have that image of people knowing I'm sick. I just was like, already let it be in Lila. Yeah, but also, like, for sure, I can tell you, like, Lila had understood me so well. Like, all the lecturers, lift, like, oh, you're going to campus.
They had fathered you.
Yeah, they had done their best. So I didn't want, even when the director told me, no, trust, I'm telling you, you're going to do it from Kampala. Nakaba.
Katione Kampala wajawa.
At first, I also had an issue, like, how am I going to be moving from Sanje to Kampala every day, like Obukowe, things like that. So in Jembera Sanje, his worship Nangamba, you either do it from Sanje court or Gendempiji court. But since I wanted like high courts for, like, of course, experience, but better the exposure is much, so I went to Mpiji. And at least, like, in Mpiji, I didn't have issues of jam.
Yeah.
And then he had also talked to all the judicial officers. Nabagambo yo muwala wange naye waine ebizibu mukwate mpola. Yeah.
So chakubeera changu.
Yeah, of course at first I was scared, like now it is new people again, now explaining myself again, and then you know the misconceptions associated with sickness, so I didn't, but he called everyone. Yeah, even like he kept the calls on, like even other times he would just call like some officer of court. It's like like eventually clerkship ended in the results.
The results Predation list gakoli.
Nenga that time. No, I'm always confident that I don't fail, but at as now seeing myself like I'm going to fail, and the world will laugh at me, the world will judge me so badly, they will say sorry, but they will not feel the pain I have. So I was a bit scared, but then later I also kept telling myself, no, trust, you cannot fail. Then like the past years, some of your friends who were super intelligent have not made it, so you're like, we know being too. They know no one like Katonda yamanyi.
Katonda bali anga kwa the first.
Not yampa first, yampa second, but still I was very grateful.
I know.
And everyone was so proud of me.
Kati waterera? No,
tinaterera. Chali kudagara. Yeah, and apparently I even do herbal.
Neka tuyamba closed shoes.
In somebody, because I'm coming for a new time.
So how do you feel generally?
No, most times I move with 2 pairs of shoes. If I'm entering someone's office, I'll just put on the closed shoes because I don't want those questions or even someone to just judge you by demeanor. So I put on the closed shoes, then as I leave your office from the reception, I put on, I open shoes again.
So plan chediwo? Plan chikati ediwo after the degree?
The plan right now, I'm running a consultance with some friends of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it is in Wandegeya.
Okay.
KPP Associates.
Okay.
Yeah, like okay. We do all the work, land sale agreements. We represent you in court. Like it was initially someone's firm, Kasure Chibera and Company Advocates, but now because they are now kind of, they want to retire from private practice. They want to, so we asked, like one of my friends, Kiza Prosi, asked if they can give us the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now your plans is okudayo, kusoma.
Yes, because I'm just praying, like God gives me a government job, like I want to be in public service. Basically, I want to be in the office of the president as my first public office job. Yeah, and then after that, I go for my master's, do my PhD. I also want to see myself in judiciary and not just here in Uganda, but I want to sit at The Hague.
Mukama ashituukirize ky'oyagala.
Amen.
Thank you for your time, trust.
Thank you too.
Era Mukama akutemu obwangu byonna by'oyagala abituukirize.
Amen.
Tugenda balekera wano munange olunaku olwaleero tusinga olunaku olw'enkya. Mukama batiremu obwangu mu byonna bye mukola. Bye.